Welcome to In the Spotlight, a marketer's toolkit special where we highlight members of the toolkit, what they're doing in their SaaS, how they're using the toolkit. You're going to get an inside look at the back end of the marketer's toolkit and at the same time, get some maybe great ideas for your business as well. If you're on the fence of joining marketer's toolkit, or you're in there and want to see more features, or you're just someone out there that are looking for ideas for your business, you are in the right spot. My name is Virginia Schauer, and I'm your host. So let's get started. If you are someone who feels like you just stumbled across HighLevel, or someone introduced it to you to maybe just fit your own business needs, and then you're like, oh, this would be good for some of my clients. And then from there, you feel like, oh my gosh, I could really use this as residual income. Well, you are in the right place because I'm about to introduce you to Jake Cross. He is a real estate investor and business acquisition pro who just stumbled across HighLevel by solving his own problems first. Jake needed a system to run deals for his real estate investments and M&A work. So he customized HighLevel with the marketer's toolkit to fit his businesses instead of forcing them into generic tools. So what happened next? His private system worked so well that other investors and entrepreneurs asked for access, and this sparked an unexpected word-of-mouth SaaS. No ads, all referrals. Jake's agency has grown organically, and this is proof that when you have something that is valuable, people will share it for you. And so why the marketer's toolkit? Jake did not want his SaaS to look and feel like every other HighLevel clone. So he used the toolkit's theme builder, customizer, and location groups to tailor it for each niche, from real estate to roofing, even to genealogy. So here's the deal. If you're a real estate pro, an agency owner, it doesn't matter really what niche you're in. You're just a SaaS dreamer who wants to build something that doesn't get ghosted after 1 month. You've got to have the marketer's toolkit. And that's what we're going to dive into today. This is Jake Cross. He runs an agency serving primarily real estate investors and business acquisition professionals, but he's been branching out a little bit because just organic people are talking about his agency, and he's like, well, come on. And he'll talk a little more about that in a second. But welcome, Jake. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks. I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little more about your business and what brought you into being a SaaS owner and the marketer's toolkit.
Sure. Yeah. So we were using the GoHighLevel platform for our own internal purposes for a couple of years. Tried a bunch of other CRMs. Didn't really care for them quite as much because I couldn't customize it how I wanted it. So we tried GoHighLevel. We built it up for ourselves, and then a handful of people came to us and said, "We like what you have," just from me sharing my screen on Zooms or stuff like that. And then we started getting clients unintentionally, and I kept waiting for it to stop. So, but it didn't, and it's kept growing. And so we've built it out to be able to cater towards the main audiences of what I had built it for originally was for real estate investors, like you said, and M&A professionals, so business acquisitions. So we built it for those two because that's what I was using it for. But just naturally with time, like you talked about, people buying businesses. So in the M&A stuff, they've bought other businesses, and then those businesses they buy, they say, can we now manage that in here as well? Because we like how everything else is run. So we keep spinning off new versions of this in other industries. So now we actually have quite a few hand cleaning companies in here. We have roofing, we have landscaping, we have genealogy of all things. We have architecture firms, we have a social media branding company. So we've got a handful of other stuff that's kind of popping up, even though we still probably have around 60, 70% real estate investors, and another 30, 40% are M&A, but we still have, I'd say we're around 15% now are some other.
So what do you think the secret is behind people wanting to share your business, what you built? Because that is the dream, right? Is to have word of mouth getting out there, not a lot of ad spend. What do you think it is?
I would actually maybe love to learn from you guys, because we have not spent any money on ad. We actually have $0 spent so far on marketing because I don't know how to run my own ads. It's funny, I've run ads for other people, but when it comes to like coming up with my own brand stuff, I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's so much harder to do it for yourself than it is to do it for other people. So we're prepping a couple ad campaigns. And so hopefully those will be coming out soon. I think so far for us, we try to be extremely generous with our affiliate campaigns. So anybody who they bring in, they get a chance to make a good amount of money from that. I think that helps. And then the second part is that we just try to overdo it with support. And so our onboarding and support process, so that there's never an excuse for somebody to not be successful or to not feel like they have enough stuff there to support them. It means that we keep most of our customers. We don't have a whole lot that leave. And then the ones that do leave, we actually have a pretty good return rate too. So they'll come back to us usually as well, which that's been great. I'm really happy with that.
In what you've built, the infrastructure of it, do you have like a chat support? Like, do you do 24/7 chat support with one of the people over that serve HighLevel and that
Yep.
kind of thing?
Yeah, so we do have 24/7 chat support. We also host office hours at least 4 times a week. Sometimes we'll throw in some extra training Zooms and stuff like that. But we host office hours 4 days a week, and for an hour every day where people just hop in, ask any questions that they have. We have a phone line open that people know they can text if they just have an urgent need that they, for some reason, can't get a hold of chat. Every once in a while, chat just breaks down and doesn't work. So every once in a while, they'll just text in there or call us there too. So again, we try to make ourselves overly available to maybe to a fault sometimes. Oh, well, yeah, but it's been good.
Okay.
I think that's the one feedback we get is that our support is incredible, and we've done a really good job of making sure they feel they have everything they need. Yeah.
That's awesome. So when you first started transitioning over into serving clients inside of your HighLevel system, what made you search out the toolkit? What was the need that it met initially?
Yeah, I didn't want mine to look like everybody else's because so the theme builder was actually the first thing that I found. So it was me trying to search on YouTube how to play within the GoHighLevel world of customizing some of those elements and how to do it. I ran into a handful of YouTube videos talking about the theme builder and Tom and everything that he had built there. And that I think was the part that got me the most interested to start. It wasn't till later I realized there was all the customizer portions as well, which I've actually come to use those now more than I use the theme builder, but it's been great. Honestly, it was just I didn't want it to look like everybody else's, and I wanted to be able to add additional functionality because anybody can just go sign up for GoHighLevel, but when you start adding in all these other layers of other stuff, and so we bring in Marketer's Toolkit, plus we have a lot of extra code and other things that we've written on top to add additional functionality and features too.
That's great. What kind of functionalities do you use with the toolkit?
So we use Theme Builder. We use all of that stuff for customizing the appearance and the visual appearance there. We use our location groups to be able to set up different stuff so that what our real estate investors care about is going to be different than even the M&A investors, and our cleaning companies are going to be completely different than that. And so we've set up different location groups to be able to cater towards each of them and show different things that are available, even down to like for contact buttons and on the buttons themselves, being able to customize those buttons for each type of build as well.
Let's talk more about the functionality of the location groups themselves. For those people that don't know, can you explain the location group and maybe go into detail about one of the location groups that you've done?
Yeah, so our location groups are built around the different builds that we have. And then we have some clients who's asked for even more custom stuff on top. So we've built them their own private location group as well. Yeah. So one of the things that we do really like in here is that it's going to go through, it's all connected through our Google Sheets. And then in here, we've been able to go through and remove out the stuff that's not relevant. So like real estate investors are not looking to manage payments. I would not advise that any of them are collecting rents or anything by payment. That would be a very poor business model. And so we remove out all the payment stuff. We just keep in like contracts. So we redid contracts and just added it in here again. So documents and contracts just became contracts. We dropped that in there and connect directly to it. I'm trying to think. We have our AI bot software that we've added in here. We add in contact buttons and other menu edits. This is what we already showed. But yeah, it enables us to showcase a couple additional features in here that work really, really well. And I'm sure there's so many things that we are not using it for that we probably should be.
Can you share with us what it looks like on the on your agency side?
Yeah. So in here, um, we have, you can see we've replaced the contracts with just LOI and contracts. We've got our contacts. We've got to submit new offer settlement in here. We have our whole top bar with our support tools and stuff like that as they've been rolled out. Our community group. We have little custom contact buttons. I think it still will do the. Yep. And so in here, we've got some buttons up at the top. We've got call status update that's going to pull up a little form when we're on a call with somebody. So it'll auto populate with all their information. And then you can set a follow-up. So we have a sequence in here to be able to set follow-ups and tasks and stuff for individual in the team. Being able to turn the bots on and off. Some of the accounts have additional buttons up here to be able to do different things like sending a contract out or, and actually all of them have that. This account just doesn't look like they've set up their contract links how they want them in here yet. Otherwise it would show up right here. Yeah. And so it's been great.
Sure, you've been learning a lot along the way as you've been building out. Is there any piece of advice that you would give agency owners as they're building out their agency within HighLevel using the toolkit?
That is a big question. I would start with the theme builder because I think it's the easiest one to wrap your head around quickly. And then start to dive into the customizer because the customizer goes a lot deeper and gives you a lot more functionality afterwards, but it's a little bit of a rabbit hole where there's a lot that could be done in there. So I would start with the theme builder, get all that stuff. Because once you get the theme builder set up, you don't really have to worry about it anymore for the most part. It's kind of just set and you, for the most part, leave it. I haven't had to change much afterwards. And then the customizer itself, that's where we go in there and play with that. And again, I know we only use probably a very small portion of what's probably capable through it. And unfortunately, we've probably redone with custom codes some of the stuff that's available in there. I just didn't realize it was all there yet. And so we're still learning some of the stuff that's available too.
That's great. That's great. And I would say too, you're probably better off, and you can correct me if I'm wrong and maybe support it if you think so. It's easier to actually use the customizer and these functionalities than doing the custom code yourself because you have the support of Tom and the team versus you
Sure.
having to go in there and see things if there's ever an update with HighLevel and code breaks because of the updates
Sure.
that HighLevel does.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we built stuff in-house, I mean, in HighLevel, which they're notorious for doing this, they'll change things all the time. And then all of a sudden we have to fix it. We have to go repair it. Tom's always super responsive. You see, if something doesn't seem to be working, I'll go into the Facebook group for a second and there's already a couple other people who might have posted on it. There's already usually a response. And so usually it's back up and running pretty quickly. The other cool benefit is I know that Tom also does have relationships with GoHighLevel directly. So every once in a while, I know he's getting kind of teed in on changes that are happening before they get rolled out. So I know that helps, which is great.
Yeah, yeah. And you showed me this early on. Do you want to talking about the functionality of the home screen that you put up?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I totally took inspiration from you and I loved your little homepage. I thought this was great. So we built this out.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So we built it so it pulls in. We built in a URL link that goes in here. It's going to pull their name. And then it has this little GIF that runs as the thumbnail on this. And then right here, it rotates a quote over here that's just kind of fun for everybody.
Yes.
And then we built this little quick start training guide that then this is new. I still got to populate all these videos, but then it pops up a little training video for each of these little sections. And then we got
my gosh, this looks incredible, Jake.
Thanks. Yeah, we got a community that we just launched as well. We've made a lot of changes on the back end because we used to be more of we have office hours and we have chat support and stuff like that. We've tried to do a lot more around building a community with it too. So we have our office hours that run. They can hop in here. And then we took some fun ideas of adding in some extra little fun elements in here so that people could sign up for too, which is kind of cool. So,
oh my gosh, this looks so good.
Thanks. Yeah. So we've had a lot of fun. I mean, you can see we use the theme builder and lots of stuff to build some fun things out. So we've got some cool ideas. I've seen some other really cool stuff from other people that it's getting my ideas flowing a little bit.
So this is the feature in the Marketer's Toolkit.
Yeah. So this is actually getting launched to our company this upcoming week, but too. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff.
Yeah, I love that the Marketer's Toolkit allows you to do things like this, like direct people to where you want them to go,
Yep.
instead of where HighLevel may want them to go.
Yep.
And this brings up do you use the hide feature where you can hide the top bar of, like, if there's, for instance, there's been this summer of AI thing that is
Oh
like
yeah.
really
Yes.
gotten
So
into,
annoying.
I mean, I love HighLevel. I love you, but
I know.
all of the intrusive pop-ups and pop-ins and all of the stuff, it is a lot. And so it's nice to have the toolkit.
Yeah.
Do you do any of that?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've hit all of that stuff because for half of our clients it's not relevant. And for the other ones that it might even be relevant on, I mean, they already know about it, right? And so seeing the same thing 15, 20, 30 times in a day sometimes is just a lot. So yeah, we hide all those little pop-ups and all the other little junk, trying to make it more streamlined so that people can focus on their business.
Yeah, totally. Is there anything that you're looking forward to using in the toolkit that you haven't yet?
I am looking forward to learning all the things that I don't know are there. So I am sure there are a ton of features that, like I said, I know we probably just scratched the surface on a lot of it.
We've just got to get you back on an optimization call again. Now that
Yeah.
I know all the things, I could go do a little research and then book a call and we'll get you in so we can get you on more things.
I'm quickly like scrolling through the list on the customer, and I know because it gives you the little green dot on like what's being used, and I've only got 4 green dots on all the top stuff.
Share that, because that's a really good thing for people to see.
There you go. So yeah, I've only got 5 green dots, which means that none of this stuff is even being utilized.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And underneath of that features on your left is the default dashboard. And so that's where Jake is going to change the default dashboard to the home screen, and you can target it or link it.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that. So that'll be, like I said, I know that there are all sorts of stuff that could be done in here. We just haven't had a chance to do them or figure them out. So we'll figure it out. But
Totally. Well, thank you so much for being on. Is there any last words of advice that you would give any of the listeners?
I think the only piece of advice I would give is just really don't get overwhelmed. There's so many things in here. Just find the stuff that's going to make the biggest impact for you. And then what we're trying to do is when we somehow find extra time to discover additional features and stuff to plug in there, then we circle back and we try to add those. There are thousands of options. And it took me a while to just figure out where to put time and attention first. Just figure it out, hop on the office hours. I know Mike's awesome. He's always in there. I bug him a lot. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jake.
Sure. Awesome.